political stalemate in the ruling Nepal Communist Party has remained intact as the party's meetings have been repeatedly deferred. The Standing Committee meeting called for yesterday and considered as decisive in breaking the political wrangling in the ruling party has been deferred till Sunday. All eyes are now in the party secretariat meeting that has been called for later today. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. The central bank releases new monetary policy extending the deadline for loan repayment by up to 1 year. Business community have a sigh of relief. The ruling Nepal Communist Party yet again deferred the Standing Committee meeting by 2 days. All eyes on Secretariat meeting called for today. United Builders, the operators of the World Trade Center at the capital's Tripureshwar, found reluctant to pay monthly rental charges that has amounted to over 20 million rupees. And Leeds United make it to the English Premier League after 16 years away after Huddersfield clinched a 2-1 win over West Brom. The central bank has extended the deadline for loan repayment for the business community up to 1 year as the much-awaited monetary policy for the new fiscal year was unveiled yesterday. The loan moratorium has been extended by 6 months for less affected sector, 9 months for mildly affected and 12 months for the most affected. Likewise, the loan amount for agriculture sector has been raised by 15%. Agricultural banks can also provide agriculture credit cards to farmers. Likewise, the margin lending, which is the loan received from banks by keeping shares as collateral, has also been raised to 70% from 65%. Meanwhile, credit to core capital plus deposit ratio or the CCD ratio has been increased up to 85%. This will facilitate the bank's capacity to provide loans to service seekers. The newly introduced monetary policy has made it impossible to obtain a microfinance license. Likewise, any microfinance license under the process of issuance has also been halted. The monetary policy is expected to revamp the ailing Nepalese economy reeling under the COVID-19 pandemic. The ruling Nepal Communist Party, mired in internal dispute, has yet again deferred the Standing Committee meeting by 2 days, but in the meantime has called Secretariat meeting for later today. The scheduled meeting that was supposed to commence at 11 a.m. yesterday morning was deferred till 3 p.m. However, when the chairman duo could not find a common point in the meeting at Balwata yesterday itself, the scheduled meeting for 3 p.m. was deferred for Sunday. Meanwhile, the party secretariat meeting has been called for today at 3 p.m. The Prime Minister's Secretariat has said that the meeting today has been called to discuss the disputed agendas of the party. Meanwhile, yesterday's one-on-one meeting between the chairman duo was the 9th time the top leaders had come together to discuss the stalemate in the party. The two leaders on Thursday had also included former Prime Minister and senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal in a bid to settle the issue. Dahal and Nepal in the meeting Thursday had tried to pressure Prime Minister Oli to resign from the post of Premier. The meeting had turned fruitless after the Premier did not budge from his stand of not giving up on either of the two posts. The dispute that started with the leader's objection to the modus operandi of the Prime Minister has intensified ever since. Moving on, the Health Minister has reiterated that the COVID-19 infection has not spread at the community level yet, citing that it had carried out tests in 4,800 samples collected from locations that see large crowds on a daily basis. Till date, only 3 cases have been detected with the nature of community spread. 2 of them were people who came in contact with individuals who had returned from abroad, and the other one was a beauty parlor operator. According to the Health Ministry, despite the fall seen in cases of COVID-19 in recent days, the risk of contraction still remains intact due to increasing crowds as the lockdown has been relatively eased. Meanwhile, 101 new cases of COVID-19 was recorded in Nepal yesterday, taking the total number of coronavirus cases in the country to 17,445. In the test conducted for 4,688 samples yesterday, Lumjung recorded the highest 22 cases. 16 cases were reported from Rolpa, 10 from Bardia, 8 each from Dhanusa and Rohtahat and 7 from Tanahu district. Kathmandu Valley recorded 3 new cases with 2 new cases from Bhaktapur and 1 from Kathmandu. Meanwhile, a 73-year-old man who was undergoing treatment in a ventilator succumbed to the virus Thursday night. He breathed his last in BP Koirala Health Science Academy. The United Builders are the operators of the 6-story World Trade Center at the capital's Tripureshwar, making a monthly income of over 10 million rupees. However, the business group has been reluctant to pay the rental amount to Tribhuvan University that owns the entire property. We have a report.
The World Trade Center that spreads over 11 ropenis of land in the capital's Tripureshwar belongs to Tribhuvan University. The initial rent for the building, as per the contract with United Builders Private Limited 17 years ago, that is in 2003, was just 50,000 rupees per month for the next 2 years. The rent right now is 500,000 rupees per month as per the agreement made to increase the rent in every 5-year period. Tribhuvan University, as per the agreement, will repossess the building after the completion of 32 years of the construction of the building. The United Builders, meanwhile, has been collecting more than 10 million rupees per month from stores and offices, including Bhatpatine Supermarket, Bank, Party Palace, and over 100 stores located inside the premises. Despite making such huge profit, the United Builders has been reluctant to pay the rent amount exceeding 20.5 million rupees spanning over 3 years' time period. The rent must be handed over before the middle of the month without fail. In case of failure, a fine of 20% is also imposed. Meanwhile, United Builders has been trying to embezzle the amount on various pretexts. The director of the company, Sanjeev Hirachan, refused to respond, stating that legal proceedings are underway. This has put the very intention of United Builders under microscope.
Hindu extremists have protested in India's Uttar Pradesh against the remark made by Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli regarding the birthplace of Lord Ram. Posters against Premier Oli were pasted in Nepalese temples at Lalita Ghat, Banaras by the protesters in Uttar Pradesh. The protesters have warned that if the remarks made by Prime Minister Oli was not renounced, the Nepali citizens residing in India will have to deal with the consequences. Some pictures and videos have been widely circulated in the social media where the shaved heads of Nepali citizens can be seen with inscriptions of Lord Ram. The Nepalese ambassador to India, Nilambar Acharya, drew the attention of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Adityanath Yogi towards the disrespecting actions against Nepali community over the telephone. Envoy Acharya informed that Prime Minister Oli had made the remark on Ayodhya on 13th of July during a program on the occasion of Bhanu Jayanti, claiming that the birthplace of Lord Ram was located in Nepal and India had posed cultural threat by duplicating the location. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party opposition, Indian National Congress and various religious extremist organizations have expressed their objection to the Nepalese Prime Minister's remarks. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Surkhet district why the displaced flood victims of the year 2014 have yet to be relocated. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
व्यवस्था गर्छु भन्छ 6 कुरा 7 मा लागिसक्यो अब बचट आउँछ भन्छ आयो भन्छ अब त आयो होला भने अलि खुसी हुन्छम त्यहाँबाट पछि फेरि उस्तै दुखी हुन्छ
सरकारले अब कहीं घर बनाउन जग्गा दिए भए हामीलाई खुबै राम्रो हुन्थ्यो
बस्दा हाम्रो अवस्था यही गइसक्यो अब पालचेती सबै यस्तो हालतमा छ अनि अब रोजगार केही छैन
केटाटी पढ्न नपाएर त्यस्तै बिचल्ल परे इताउता भए अब राज्यले जग्गा दिए भएती हामीले घर हाल्नु पाए भएती त्यही नै खुसी हुने थियो
के व्यवस्था गर्दिया भए कहीं बस्ने बास गर्दिया भए हामी त्यही खुसी थियौं पहिला त वर्ष दिन जति घाँसबासमा नुन तेल पनि दिनुभयो रासन दिनुभयो अब वर्ष दिन पछाडि त आएर आफै सिडियो हामी अब दिन सक्दैन आफै काम गरेर खाऊ अब बस भन्नुभयो त्यही विश्वासमा बसेर चाहिँ अहिले केही पनि उपाय छैन
यो नेपालकै जनता नै हैन भनेर अर्कै ठाउँमा लगेर राख्दिनुहुन्छ भने त्यो हामी गर्न तयार छौं हामी बरु बोर्डरकै नजिकै गएर बसौँला हैन यदि गर्ने मन छ यदि यो पनि हाम्रो जनता हो हामीले पनि उनीलाई हेर्नु पर्छ यो दुख हाम्रो पनि हो भन्ने बुझ्नुहुन्छ भने सरकारले यो सुनवाई जसरी भए पनि हर हालतमा सुन्नु पर्छ
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you by Bishwash Linsong, Bishwash Tinsong, Prabhu Bank, Global College International, Mid Baneshwar, Kathmandu, Rajdhani Model College, People Boat, Old Baneshwar, Valley Public High School, Sundar Basti, Buranilkantha, VS Niketan School, Min Bhavan, Kathmandu, Sundartako Lagi, Rose Face Soap, Texas International College, Mitra Park, Chaba Hill, Southwestern State College, Basundhara, Kathmandu, Goodwill Finance Limited, financing for success since 1995, Global College of Management, Baneshwar, Kathmandu, Kokhara Montessori School, Bafol Ring Road, Imperial World School, Go Forth with Confidence, Uniglobe Higher Secondary School, Kamaladi, Kathmandu.
And the question is, what's your take on the reluctance by businesses regarding rental payment of properties owned by Tribhuvan University? Your options are A, high-handedness, B, nexus with TU administration, and C, no legal action. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for our segment Media Watch.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a press statement on Tuesday clarifying on the controversial remark made by Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli a day earlier regarding the birthplace of God Ram. The ministry has stated that the Premier's remark did not concern any political issue and was not intended to hurt anybody's sentiments. Speaking at a special program held to celebrate the birth anniversary of renowned Nepali poet Bhanubhakta Acharya on Monday, Prime Minister Oli had stated that the real Ayodhya, the birthplace of Ram, is in Nepal and that India had intervened culturally by constructing a fake city of Ayodhya. The Foreign Ministry clarified that the Premier's statement did not intend to downplay the significance of Ayodhya. The ministry also clarified that Prime Minister Oli was highlighting the importance of further research on the vast cultural geography connected to the Hindu deity, the epic Ramayana, and myths linked with them. The government's outstanding expenses for the fiscal year 2075-76 stand at over 664.44 billion rupees. Based on the 57th annual report published by the Office of the Auditor General, the office audited transactions worth 6,122.49 billion rupees this fiscal year. This includes transactions of 5,619 units, including the federal, provincial, and local level governments and various other government organizations, committees, and district coordination committees. Following the audit, the Office of the Auditor General stated 3,110 federal units have an outstanding amount of 71.06 billion rupees out of the total 1,756 billion rupees audited. Out of the 189 billion rupees audited at the provincial level, the office stated 998 provincial level offices had 8.2 billion rupees outstanding expense. Likewise, out of the 740 billion rupees audited at the 753 local level governments, the report states 38.13 billion rupees is outstanding. The Finance Ministry alone has 19.6 billion rupees outstanding expenses. Likewise, the Ministry of Fiscal Infrastructure and Transport has 14 billion rupees and the Defense Ministry has 9 billion rupees of outstanding amount. The Prime Minister's Office and the Ministry of Drinking Water have 4 billion rupees each, while the Urban Development Ministry has 3 billion and the Education Ministry has 2 billion rupees of outstanding amount. The report states that the government has purchased vehicles worth 6 billion rupees in a single year, which is 400% more than the allocated budget. Likewise, the government has continued with its trend of transferring the allocated budget for one purpose to another. The report states that around 300 billion rupees was transferred for other purposes under the influence of leaders and high-level administrators. The report has also suggested that leaders and officials have not refrained from spending from the state coffers for their personal interests. Kantipur Television celebrated its 17th year anniversary on Monday. On the occasion of its anniversary, the Kantipur Television management expressed its commitment in continuing with its quest to impartial journalism. Kantipur Television began its broadcast on 13th of July 2003 and adopted automation technology 9 years ago. Kantipur Television upgraded to high-definition HD technology on 13th of December 2017. Speaking at a function held on the occasion of the anniversary, Chairman and Managing Director of Kantipur Media Group, Kailash Shiroya, praised journalists who risked their lives to disseminate news even during adverse conditions, and also informed that another channel, Kantipur Gold, would restart in the very near future. This is Abhyuday Shrestha for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.